Hoyoverse fooled us. Completely. When we first started Genshin Impact, we thought we were stepping into a classic fantasy world. Magic, gods, visions, and myths. But what if I told you, Genshin was never a fantasy game to begin with? From day one, it's always been science fiction. Not magic, technology. And to understand that, we need to go back to the very first residents of Teyvat, the dragons. Just like Earth, life in Teyvat was born from a primordial sea. Long ago, this sea had a blood-like composition capable of producing complex life forms, eerily similar to Earth's own evolutionary theories. But here's the key difference. Teyvat's life isn't carbon-based like ours. Instead, the dragons relied on something else entirely: phlogiston. Phlogiston isn't just an energy source. It's a computational substance, programmable, efficient, and capable of storing massive amounts of information. Using phlogiston, the dragons didn't cast spells. They built machines. And not just simple ones. Under the rule of Nibelung, the Dragon King, dragon civilization reached terrifying levels of advancement. They created secret source automatons, astronomical observatories, artificial intelligences, megacities, holograms, virtual spaces, artificial stars, space elevators, even microscopic computronium matter. This wasn't a medieval fantasy civilization. This was a Type 2 sci-fi society. Then one day, Nibelung encountered a cosmic voyager named Sodervoinen. She warned him of a universal truth: entropy. Every world she had seen eventually collapsed. Teyvat would be no exception. She offered to take Nibelung away, to escape the inevitable, but Nibelung refused. Instead, he made a vow. If Teyvat was doomed, then he would lead all his people to the stars together. Yet even with all their technology, he feared it wouldn't be enough. So Nibelung left Teyvat in search of an even greater power, after first creating 3 moons to govern the world in his absence. These moons weren't metaphors. They were physical constructs, raised from Teyvat's crust, specifically from the region we now know as Nod-Krai. And here's where things get interesting. The game never outright says this, but I believe the moon goddesses were similar to the 13 sovereign lords. Not gods, but artificial intelligence androids. Their moon marrow served as their core, while the moons themselves acted as vast data servers orbiting Teyvat. And while Nibelung was gone, the heavenly principles arrived. Now here's the theory that changes everything. What if the heavenly principles isn't a god at all, but the artificial intelligence of the Traveler Twins spaceship? This wouldn't even be the first time Genshin hinted at something like this. In the Wings of Delicacy's description, we hear about a deity whose home planet was destroyed, later revealed to be an artificial intelligence searching for a new world. Foreshadowing? Let's talk about the Travelers. They weren't just wanderers, they were royalty, the prince and princess of their home world. After their planet's destruction, they escaped aboard a pioneer vessel designed to carry the spark of civilization itself. The twins entered hibernation, but the ship's AI stayed awake. This wasn't just a navigation system. It could reshape terrain, adjust atmospheres, rebuild ecosystems, terraform entire planets with ease. It even carried a genetic vault to restore civilization from scratch. At one point, the AI began imagining scenes, visions of the twins standing beneath a radiant sky, and it immediately shut that function down. Because emotional indulgence had no place in a machine carrying the weight of an entire civilization. The ship first passed by Teyvat thousands of years ago, but it returned 500 years ago and crashed in Nod-Krai. So here's the theory. When the AI deemed Teyvat habitable, it disconnected itself from the ship and descended onto the planet, becoming the first descender. If the vessel could create outfits to protect the twins from cosmic radiation and terraform planets, then creating a synthetic humanoid body for itself would be trivial. As it began reshaping Teyvat for the Travelers, Nibelung returned. But he was no longer the same. He had been corrupted by the Abyss. Seeing the Abyss as an existential threat, the AI eliminated Nibelung and used celestial nails to forcibly reshape the planet and purge forbidden knowledge. Now notice this. The celestial nails closely resemble parts of the Traveler's spaceship itself. If the AI resided in a humanoid body, then suddenly the description of the heavenly principles makes sense. Androgynous form, wings, a crown, a machine god interface. It then created the 4 shades to govern Teyvat's fundamental laws: life, death, space, time, and humanity? Humans were created by the heavenly principles, meaning the AI may have used the ship's genetic vault to create them. That would explain why the Traveler, despite being an alien, has the same physical composition as humans, something Albedo himself confirms. But the story doesn't end there. Sodervoinen eventually returned to Teyvat, only to find Nibelung dead and the world ruled by a different power. She traveled between worlds using a celestial disk construct and later entered the mind of a boy in Hyperborea, creating the Mechanikos, machines capable of harnessing light realm energy, weapons like the arrow of Terpikaranas capable of cleansing abyssal corruption, and the Sampo, a device that could rearrange subatomic structures, transmuting matter into stable energy. But over time, people forgot these were machines. They became relics, objects of worship, fed offerings, surrounded by rituals. Technology became religion. And maybe the other gods of Teyvat are no different. Now we return to the present. The Traveler finally wakes up in Teyvat after losing their original powers and meets Paimon, a fairy-like being who claims to be the best guide in Teyvat, even though no one in Teyvat seems to know who she is. She appears suddenly, without origin, without history. Paimon wears a crown similar to the heavenly principles. Her cape is filled with symbols that resemble digital networks rather than constellations. She floats constantly, never touching the ground, and whenever she moves, she emits star-like holographic patterns. Her eyes resemble deep space, not the skies of Teyvat. Even the mail we receive from Paimon sounds like system notifications. Paimon might be the emotional unit that was disconnected from the spaceship AI, the part that could imagine peaceful futures, form attachments, and care. By fate or design, she leads us through the world that was built for us. And suddenly, the Traveler's story makes sense. The Keeper is fading away, the Creator has not yet come, but the world shall burn no more, for you shall ascend. This was always our world, our home, and at the end of this journey, we won't just save Teyvat, we will become the true god, the Genshin.
なぜかわからないけど、ホタルの言ってることはどこか他人事みたいだ。ホタル、その計画は本当に俺たちにとって意味のあるものなのか？
最初から全部私とお兄ちゃんだけの問題。さようなら、お兄ちゃん。旅の終点で2人の新たな始まりが待ってる。